Welcome to Clinical Yoga. This very short practice is called the Crawford. So we're going to start, as we usually do, sitting cross-legged. I'm going to turn the palms up to the ceiling so that we're not using the hands to pull ourselves forward. We're going to use some muscles in the core. That will give you the feeling that the upper back is working. And the palms come upwards, shoulders relax down, but it's very, very active, particularly in the upper back. So let's just close the eyes and take a moment just to bring our attention to the body, breathing into the upper belly if you can. Open the eyes and take the arms overhead, a big inhale, taking the arms high, feeling the whole back lifting up. So the arms are working hard, the elbows are as straight as you can manage, and you've got a feeling that the upper back and the belly are working hard. The knees will pop up slightly as you work hard in the core. And then we're going to take the right hand down, keep the height in the spine and reach over. And then maybe a little push back with the hand on the mat, just to stretch the muscles in the side of the body. Okay, and to the other side, so the hand goes down, the other arm goes over. Trying to stay in line with your ear if you can, with the lift of the chest. And then we reach over and you feel the muscles down the side of the body taking a big stretch. That gives the spine space to move. So the longer those muscles are, the freer the spine is. Okay, let's come back. And then just popping the fingertips behind, lift the chest up and forward. So you're turning the fingertips backwards and lifting the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together, letting the chin stay down. And then we take the left hand onto the right knee and turn. So you're drawing your right shoulder back and taking the twist. And to the other side, so your right hand is on your left knee and your left shoulder is pulling back as you take a twist. Get a little bit of work in the belly. Again, just opening up the spine. Okay, let's come back to the center and we're going to come on to the hands and knees. So put the little finger on the mat and spread the palm out, and we're going to lift up in the back. Rounding, let the head come down, and then inhale, the back drops down, but underneath you the belly's really strong, so a real tightening in the lower belly. Shoulders come away from the ears. Let's round up again, so the head goes down and the lower back rounds up, and again inhale. Lovely deep movement, freeing up the spine. So the movement of the pelvis, the tucking under, frees up the lower back. And last time, inhale, the back drops down. All right, and now we're going to take a child's pose. So now we're putting the hips back onto the heels and reaching the arms away. So the head can come down and the fingertips reach away, trying to get the hips as far back onto the heels as you can. This is going to round the lower back. If you have your knees together, this is going to be a bigger letting go here in the lower back. You're going to get a stretch under the arms as you reach the arms away, so that the shoulders are being freed up as well. All the muscles of the trunk are being stretched. And then some big breaths into the belly, so you feel your belly expanding against your thighs, gives you a little bit of feedback. Okay, so let's come forward and we'll take a plank. So shoulders away from the ears, tuck the toes under, and let's take a plank. So we're going to use this moment just to take a strengthening plank. So really firm thighs, really firm belly, feeling your spine lengthen and straighten and the chin draw in. So everything is in a lovely long straight line. So holding in the belly, the thighs have to work very hard here as well. And then let's bend the knees, and we push back so the hips go high. Don't worry about how bent the knees are. We want to try and get that line from the hands to the sit bones. Now, if the knees are bent, that's fine. And then we can gently start to straighten the knees. But that's going to make us feel we're coming forward. So keep the knees bent as much as you need to and keep pushing back. So you're strengthening the shoulders and lengthening in the back of the legs. So when the feet are hip distance apart, and as soon as you feel ready, you can hold the body straight. You start to squeeze the knees back to stretch the back of the legs. So let's bend again and push back. Okay. All right, let's come forward into our plank again. All right, so another strengthening moment. Thighs are strong, belly strong. The spine is long and straight, the chin draws in. And then let's drop the knees down and take another child's pose. So hips right back, arms reaching away. Again, those big breaths into the belly. So you're letting go and freeing up this area of the lower back. Okay, so now we're going to come up onto the knees. So we're in high kneeling. Now the pelvis may be tilted a little bit, what we call forward. So this is because of shortening in the front of the hip. So we're going to tuck the pelvis under by squeezing the bottom. So we don't push the hips forward and lean into the lower back. We feel that there's a real tucking under of the tailbone. Pubic bone comes through. And then we're in a nice long straight line. So we're going to bring the hands to prayer and take the right foot forward. A little bit of balance there. Take it far enough forward that the shin is sloping away from you. And then we're going to take the hands down onto the inside of that right foot on the fingertips and feel the whole body straighten so that we get a deep stretch in the front of this left thigh and maybe under the right thigh. So maybe you want to take your right foot further forward so you get a deeper stretch under the right thigh. But a lot of this is about your strength in the spine to try and get that length between the knee, the left knee, and the top of the head, so that this stretch is in the front of the left thigh. And again, we stay here for a few long breaths. Really feel you let go of all the muscles around the hips. And then let's bring the knee back. Come up onto the knees again, both knees. Again, we're getting this feeling of tucking. So the bottom muscles, the glutes, have to work very hard. And then we bring the hands to prayer. Take the left foot forward, over balance. The left shin slopes away. And then the weight comes forward over that left foot, so left knee over left ankle. The fingertips come down on the inside. And again, we're getting the stretch now in the front of the right thigh. Now, all sorts of stretching may be going on around this hip. The back is long and straight, the chin draws in. Even your tummy tucks in a little bit so that you can feel a big stretch in the front of the right hip. You can even squeeze your right bottom muscle, and that will open up the front of the right hip. This is all to free up the pelvis so that it can move and therefore let the lumbar spine move. So nice long breaths again. You're feeling a breastbone rising up rather than the chin rising up. We just want to feel that the chest rises up. So this part of the back is coming nice and flat. So we're not rounded in the back. Okay. Let's come back again. Hands flat. Let's take a plank again. So we've got that strong plank. We're going to take another downward dog. So we're going to bend the knees, push hard back into the hands, feet are hip distance apart, and really going for that length in the body. And then the knees, which may be quite bent, are going to try and straighten as we keep the back nice and flat. And the lower belly is sucking in, the shoulders feel broad across the back. So a little bit of space between the upper arm and the ears. Okay, we're going to come forward now into standing. So we walk the feet forward And you can also walk the hands back. So do that in the way that's comfortable for your back. You definitely want to have really bent knees if you're a little bit tight in the lower back. So with the knees bent, hanging forward over the thighs, we're going to hold the elbows and let the head bow. Now you can bend the knees as much as you feel comfortable. Keeps the strain out of here, but there is a gentle stretch in the lower back. The straighter the legs go, the bigger the strain down here, and maybe more stretch in the lower back. So play around, find out what feels comfortable for you. And then we slowly roll up. Okay, so coming into standing, I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see if the pelvis is tilted forward, in other words, the sort of bottom sticks out and there's an angle here, we want to try and tuck under. So using the mirror and a bit of lycra is quite a good idea. And let's say you can see your own body, you can see where there's this shortening in the front of the hip. And then we take the arms up and just try and find that lovely long straight line. So that's with the bottom sticking out. We're going to tuck the tailbone under, the pubic bone comes forward, we're flattening the belly and using the bottom muscles to get that lovely tilt. So hopefully it's a little bit freer after the exercises we've already done. Okay, so we're going to take a warrior one and then a humble warrior. So we put the left foot forward and the right foot slightly turned out to the side. So the right foot is at 10 o'clock and the left foot is at 12 o'clock. The feet are hip distance apart. In other words, your right foot is not directly behind your left. Okay, the left knee is bent, the right leg is straight. So we have to squeeze the knee. And again, you're going to feel a stretch in the front of that right thigh. Let's take the arms up. Again, we're going to slightly lean forward. If you are a little bit tight in the lower back and the arms aren't managing to go all the way to the top, then we tend to lean into the low back. So we want to take the weight forward and feel that we reach almost to something slightly in front of us as the arms reach up and the right heel pushes down. Then we take the arms behind, interlace the fingers, draw the shoulder blades together, tucking in the tummy. We're going to forward fold. So I'm not taking the weight forward into that left foot. I'm bending and pushing the hips slightly backwards, keeping lots of pressure in the right foot. So you can use the traction on the mat to push the feet apart. And we lower down with a long straight body. We can draw the shoulder blades together, hold in the lower belly, and then we're just going to bow the head. So again, use the traction of the mat to push the feet apart so you feel very strong in the legs and very strong deep in the front of the left hip. Okay, and then we're going to come up very slowly with the flat back. Great, okay, let's do the other side. So the right foot is at 12 o'clock, the left foot is at now 10 o'clock, and we're going to take the arms up, inhale, pushing hard into the left heel. So we don't want to be with the weight over here, over the right foot. We want to keep plenty of weight in the left, squeezing the kneecap, tucking under the bottom. So you get a stretch again in the front of the left hip. And then raising the arms, feeling that the work is in the upper back, nothing in the lower back. So maybe you have to bring your feet closer together. So the right knee is over the right ankle. We take 3 long breaths. Okay, then the arms go down, draw the shoulder blades together, and we fold deep into the right hip. So you bend at the hip joint. The spine stays straight, so the arms are a great reminder to keep the back flat. If the arms come apart, then we've rounded the back. So we go down with a straight back, so that the stretch and the work is all in the legs. And then we just bow the head, and that will switch on the core and get that to help us with our balance rather than using the neck. So very strong legs as you push the feet apart using the traction of the mat. And then with a flat back, we come up. Great. Okay, so let's release the arms. Take another inhale. Okay, and then this time we're going to take a warrior two. So we put our right foot at 12 o'clock down the long side of the mat, and the left foot is at 9 o'clock as the right foot is at 12 o'clock. Okay, so we're lining the body up with the long edge of the mat. Put your feet far enough apart that you feel a stretch between the legs and the arms are horizontal. And then we turn just the head to look over the right hand. And this knee will want to wander inward slightly towards the big toe. We're going to open it up towards the little toe so we feel a stretch on the inner thigh. Again, the tailbone slightly tucks down if you can. That's going to create more stretch on the inner thigh. So nice and long. Okay, we're going to take a side angle in a moment. So let's just take 3 breaths. Okay, let's turn towards the right thigh. We're going to bend at the right hip, so my body stays long and straight. The forearm just goes a touch point on the kneecap, and then the left side of the body is going to reach towards the short edge of the mat, towards maybe a wall in front of you or whatever's going on in the room you're in, but reaching as long and straight as you can. So you have a long straight line all the way down the body. So that long, long reach. And in the middle of all this, just see if you can draw your belly in, tuck the tailbone down a little bit, and looking down at your right foot, got a deep stretch in the legs, a huge amount of work, long breaths. Okay, and then we push hard into that leg to bring us up nice and straight. Okay, we take the other side, so we turn the right foot in, and the left foot. So the left foot is now at 12 o'clock and the right foot is at 3 o'clock. Okay, so a deep stretch on the inner thigh. You're opening the left knee. Let's take the arms nice and long. Let the breath settle. Look down the left. Keep the right shoulder down and long. And let's take 3 long breaths. Put the hands onto the hips maybe, turn towards the left thigh, and then we can bend again with the straight back. The forearm goes to touch the kneecap, and then the feeling of lengthening from the top of the head to the right foot. So push hard into the right foot as you reach the right hand towards the wall in front of you or the end of the mat, but reaching long. So again, you're stretching the whole right side of the body as the left side supports you, tucking in the belly and reaching as long as you can. So let's take a couple of long breaths. Okay, and then again with the long straight body we come up, so the legs did a lot of the work. Okay, and then turning the feet in, let's walk them into the center, and we'll take our final inhale and exhale.